I'm Mike.
And I'm Donna.
Welcome to Silverton, that's the name of the property. We're located just northwest of Fielding. We're a fourth generation business, starting with my grandparents.
The nature of the business is a livestock background, 60 to 70% lamb finishing, working in conjunction with cropping, arable cropping as well as forage crops, which take up the last 30% of the business.
We really embrace the discussion around succession. It excites us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's about us all having some form of involvement and all being satisfied, us three boys and my parents as well and partners as well.
Us boys, we've always been pushed to go get our own experience. So we're doing that at the moment and bringing our own ideas back to the property.
They need to have their own identity.
Hugh's has been successful in gaining Hawke's Bay Farmer of the Year. James has got significant agronomy experience outside Silverton in the lower North Island. And Timothy, with his farm consultancy work, is now going to be a real strength to Silverton going forward.
In our family, innovation has been a mindset that's, I guess, flowed down through the generations from my grandfather to my father and now to ourselves. We're always looking to adopt technology that allows us to apply our management practices with as much precision as we possibly can, whether that be a piece of new technology or applying nutrient in a more precise manner.
The cropping rotation and pasture rotation, to me, I've sort of tried to design it so they all feed one another in one way, shape or form. So it's not all just take. We've got key crops like, pasture to me is a crop with a high legume content, high herb content. It's doing wonders for our soil and soil structure. That's then putting, nitrogen in the ground for us to feed our arable system.
We've got an interesting situation at the moment, I think, where if we take generations 1 and 2, sort of their philosophy was almost to drain the swamp. And probably if you look a little bit about what we're doing now, with what we know, we're reversing a bit of that and we're kind of restoring wetlands or restoring waterways back to sediment traps and wetlands.
We've just completed 5 sort of wetland areas. Once we get through the next cropping round, we'll be able to fence off the next series of wetlands. I can see the benefits straight away now just by looking at what's coming off our land, we're technically catching, putting through a filter, I'd like to call it. Environmentally, I think it's a huge plus. Visually, they look fantastic. There's plenty of wildlife and bird life floating around now, and there's plenty more gains to be had.
And we're very confident for the future because we have a very strong governance team and we include the B&Z in that governance team.
We're always thinking about the future. There are spreadsheets that get over tables, every day of the week. It's wasted time looking back to me. I'm looking at what's happening tomorrow, looking at what's happening next year, looking at a potential crop rotation for the next 2 or 3 or 5 years. You can't execute this vision without good support around you. So I'm heavily reliant on, outside individuals, stock agents, further agronomists. As our bank manager knows, we definitely crunch our own numbers. We're talking once or twice, 3 times a month, discussing different points of the business, but certainly B&Z have been there, right from the start in my mind. And without this relationship, I probably can't see would be in this position today.
We've been very fortunate with the B&Z and particularly James, that James has been a part of every major transaction that we've done.
He knows the full story, he knows the family very well, and he knows our strengths and attributes.
The B&Z's been a very big part of our business to help us find a way to achieve our business goals.